A deadly insurrection.
Incited a deadly insurrection.
The violent, deadly insurrection on the Capitol 9 months ago, it was about white supremacy, in my view.
A deadly insurrection. Everything about that phrase is a lie. Very little about January 6th was organized or violent. Surveillance video from inside the Capitol shows mostly peaceful chaos. But the slogan worked. The term deadly carries enormous emotional power, which is why they used it. To prove the insurrection was deadly, propagandists pointed to the death of an officer called Brian Sicknick. The mob killed Officer Brian Sicknick. That's what they said. It was their single most powerful indictment of the January 6th protesters and of Donald Trump and of Republican voters nationally. They repeated that claim for years. They are still repeating it. At first, they told the country that Officer Sicknick was murdered with a fire extinguisher.
Officer Brian Sicknick died after being hit in the head with a fire extinguisher during the fight.
That story came from the New York Times, which is effectively the assignment editor for most of the rest of American media. It was a lie, untrue in any way. But only after that lie had hardened into conventional wisdom did the newspaper bother to retract it.
The New York Times has quietly retracted its story about the death of Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick.
The damage had been done. Brian Sicknick, himself a Trump voter, had been transformed without his consent into a political martyr of the left. His memory was shamelessly exploited by the incoming Biden administration. In February of 2021, Sicknick's body lay in state in the Capitol Rotunda, where a parade of unscrupulous politicians made use of it. Here's Joe Biden.
Breaking down the doors, trying to overturn an outcome of election, and killing several police officers in the meantime.
Wow. But Brian Sicknick should not be reduced to a prop for the political ambitions of the Democratic Party. He was a human being. The facts of his life matter, including how he died. To this day, media accounts describe Sicknick as someone who was, quote, slain on January 6th. The video we reviewed proves that is a lie. Here is surveillance footage of Sicknick walking in the Capitol after he was supposedly murdered by the mob outside. By all appearances, Sicknick is healthy and vigorous. He's wearing a helmet, so it's hard to imagine he was killed by a head injury. Whatever happened to Brian Sicknick was very obviously not the result of violence he suffered at the entrance to the Capitol. This tape overturns the single most powerful and politically useful lie that Democrats have told us about January 6th. And it was indeed a lie. The January 6th committee knew perfectly well that Brian Sicknick was walking normally through the Capitol after he was supposedly murdered by Trump supporters. And they know that because they saw this tape. We can be sure because the footage contains an electronic bookmark that is still archived in the Capitol's computer system. That means that investigators working for the Democratic Party reviewed this tape. They saw it. But they refused to release the tape to the public. Why? Because this tape would shatter the fraud they were perpetrating on the country. Because hiding the truth served their political interest. They lied about the police officer they claimed to revere. If they were willing to do that, then their dishonesty knew no limits.
Dishonesty, corruption. They actually took a man who had died from a stroke.
Yeah.
And used his death for political leverage.
Yeah. And Biden point blank said several police officers died as a result of January 6th.
Just when you think you couldn't think less of a Democrat?
Yeah.
I mean, this takes it.
I mean, how many lies have we caught them in? They lied about Trump committing high crimes and misdemeanors. They actually impeached him twice. They actually impeached him because of this incident that they call an insurrection, but it was actually a riot. Right?
Yeah, some of them.
You know what an insurrection is? Is when you actually have weapons and you're trying to overturn your government.
A synonym for insurrection is a coup attempt.
Yeah.
You're trying to take over the government.
Yeah.
Now, it could be a coup attempt if they had weapons.
Yeah. Trump flags is not a weapon. And you know, the crazy thing is, a majority of these people were waved in by the cops.
Yeah, Sicknick was even seen in come on in here. Yeah, this election was stolen.
Yeah.
I mean, he was actually waving people in. But and for them, I mean, what was that at Silverback on CNN?
Anderson Cooper?
Anderson Cooper, the Silverback, right? For him to say he was bludgeoned to death.
Yeah. By a fire extinguisher.
Where did you get?
How did they come up with that? Where's the fire extinguisher? There will be blood on it. There will be evidence. People will be arrested. You know?
Yeah.
But they just ran the story without even cooperating it. It's like it was like the media was in on it. Of course they was in on it. I was being facetious.
I know you was. And you see all the people that was there. It was tens of thousands of people out there. I don't know. Some people say it's like 1 million people. I don't know.
It wasn't 1 million people.
There's so many people out there. Look like
Whoever said it was 1 million people, they can't count.
That's a lot of damn people.
There are thousands.
That's a lot of people.
You know what 1 million people look like?
It look like 1 million people. But I'm just taken aback how they just and Schumer today. Oh, these are lies.
Yeah.
Video don't lie.
Yeah, people lie. Democrats lie. Guess what else they lying about? I can't say it on camera.
What?
I can't say it on camera. They'll take the video down. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about.
If they would do this, if there was
81 million votes, come on.
If they would stand on a dead man to prop up their political party and to paint the right is they're trying to take away the country's democracy, trying to ruin our democracy. There's nothing they will not do.
Yeah, they even lied about the vaccine. What do you say? Hey, if you take this, you ain't got to worry about getting it. You ain't got to worry about spreading it. You ain't got to worry about dying.
You ain't got to wear a mask.
You ain't got to wear a mask. They lied about everything. They lied about the Covington kids, about them being white supremacists, and that it was mocking a Native American. Everything the media has been telling us about Republicans.
It's been to perpetuate this enough that white supremacy is strong and alive in this country, and that Republicans are going to steal this country.
And they continue today to condone the violence against Trump supporters. People have been, this videos on YouTube, Trump supporters getting attacked for just simply wearing a shirt, a hat, bloodied, bludgeoned. And they condone that. They won't say anything about that.
Yeah, they won't. Yeah.
Well, what do you expect? The Democrats.
Damn good show. More damn good shows. Took one of these 2 videos. Right?
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video, especially with the liberal.
Yeah.